Vaccinations have already begun at the mega site here in El Paso. Yesterday, more than 1,300 people were vaccinated at the site on George Perry. That's according to Assistant Fire Chief Jorge Rodriguez. ABC 7's Shelby Montgomery joins us live with an update on the county's vaccination efforts. Shelby.
Eric, I'm live here off of George Perry. As you mentioned, one of the city's mega vaccination sites. They had their first event here yesterday, and today it does continue. Last week, El Paso was chosen to be one of the mega vaccination sites here in Texas. The city has received about 10,000 doses. 5,000 went to the city, and the other 5,000 went to UMC, which is expected to be another mega site. The city expects to vaccinate about 1,500 people per day at these mega sites. Assistant Fire Chief Jorge Rodriguez called yesterday's event successful, but the demand for the vaccine is still high.
My pediatrics rotation right now, so I just want to make sure I don't spread it to the little ones, and I have little ones at home too. So
as the community is able to take that capacity, the more likely that we'll be receiving higher and higher amounts or volumes of the vaccine.
There are about 82,000 people registered to get the vaccine through the city, and so far 33,000 people have been vaccinated and nearly 5,000 people have received their second dose. The COVID-19 task force for the county is suggesting and considering the county have up to 4 to 5 mega testing sites to speed up the process. Live in East El Paso, Shelby Montgomery, ABC 7.
And the COVID-19 task force is currently talking with UTEP about them becoming a mega site as well.
Governor Greg Abbott toured a mass vaccination site today in Arlington as the state receives more vaccines. Abbott discussed the state's transition to using bigger mass vaccination sites to help increase the speed of vaccinating people in the state. Right now, Texas has relied on using many smaller providers, but it has created confusion for many cities in the state and the people living in them. Abbott says now the state has the ability to vaccinate people faster, but there will still be a lack of supply that could make the process longer. And we are going back out to the mega vaccine site where we find ABC 7's Sewell Signs. And Sewell, there have been some issues at the site that have led to plenty of frustration.
That's right. Now, I'm going to give you a better point of reference to where we're standing. 601 is down that way. This is Global Reach. There are no more, all those cones that you see right there, that's where all the cars were waiting. Let me show you where the cars are now. They're all the way down there, so there's still some folks waiting to get their vaccine. Now, we were out here earlier talking to some of the folks getting their vaccines. The wait time by the city's own admission has been around 2 hours to get from the start to the actual shot in the arm.
It's weird for everybody, so maybe put more locations, maybe helps.
So we posed that very same question to city officials. City officials did not know they were going to be the mega site until recently. You may recall the city just administered 1,300 vaccines, and some of those were vaccines that were actually distributed to another provider, Immunize El Paso. Emergency management here only learned they were going to get a large amount of vaccines last week. They jumped into action and created the mega site. The city has close to 100,000 people registered to get the vaccine. The city 5,000 vaccines, and is expected to finish vaccinating all of these people by midweek. You just heard from one of the people waiting in line saying that they wish the city had more sites to vaccinate so they wouldn't have to wait as long. City Manager Tommy Gonzalez responded to what it would take to open up more sites like this one.
If we were getting a steady amount of dosages and we knew we're going to get 20,000 a week or whatever the amount is, we'd open up 4, 5, 6 facilities, or we would then partner with one of our larger partners if we were getting that many and we couldn't do it. But we can do that. We can do an amount that size if we know what we're getting on a regular basis.
Back out here live at the mega site, outside the mega site, he has the vaccine supply needs to improve before they can add more sites, because right now they're just getting what he called a drop in the bucket to be able to serve all the people who are registered right now. It's not even taking into consideration the number of folks who will register for the vaccine moving forward. That's, in other words, the number of people who will start calling from now on to try to get registered. And the city says they have a plan to improve those phone lines between El Pasoans and the city. I'll have that on ABC 7 at 6. For now, we're live on the city's east side. Saul Signs, ABC 7.